Um, so if this was a normal meeting, I would set about uh, relaying some information to ye. I'd have something learned and prepared and something to impart or explain. And and then I would continue to find, after presenting whatever I wanted to present to you, then I would see, well, did you understand what I was putting across, and have you got what you were looking for? Um, so the dilemma with this particular meeting, and that's what it's apparently called a meeting. The dilemma is that there is nothing being described here, and that's not a murky thing. That's not something that can be known. Nothing is utterly and completely unimaginable. And so what we are talking about, or appear to be talking about, is the suddenness of just what's appearing to happen. However that is, whatever is happening, whatever has been felt, thought, um, sensations in the body, ideas in the mind, sitting on a chair, whatever is what's appearing to happen, or at least that's the naming and describing for this. And um, even more immediately, we're talking about the full-on hearing. And then we could say, well, it's the full-on hearing of a voice, and he's talking about non-duality. But really, what this is, or what it seems to be, is a kind of a return to the immediacy of just what is, what's appearing to happen. And what's appearing to happen can be named as, well, this is no thing happening, or it's the happening, or it's energy, raw energy, or it's unconditional love, or it's nothing, nothing. And all of those words, varying degrees, they can just be sounds, but they can ping the mind down into, well, what does he mean? What is he trying to say? What is he trying to explain? And really, he's not trying to explain anything. We're talking about the kind of this. So what can be said about the hearing of a voice? Well, whatever is then going to be said. So what can be said in a meeting like this? Well, whatever appears to be being said, that's the kind of miracle. And it seems like either this is kind of known, and that the world is known as a world, it's a life and a life apart. And it's the way you could describe it is that tight loop or grip of knowing the world can reach a point where it becomes so tight and uncomfortable that a sort of a seeking for other than the normal loop of knowing. And that, you know, let's just say that what can be looked for then is extreme sports, extreme living, money, wealth, whatever, to kind of break a crack in that tight felt knowability of the world. And again, this is just a general story, but all of those movements towards something can cause a kind of a 15-minute temporary relief from that grip of knowing the world, of knowing what this is. And then it can be that all of those become known too. Well, I've done that, I've been there, I've got the house, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the lovers, the drugs, the whatever, right? Everything. I've got them all, and still I know that now, and that's not enough. I need more. And perhaps, who knows, again, it's a general description, but perhaps spirituality comes knocking. It's called spirituality, but I mean, who knows what causes a little break in that kind of system? It could be a nice little gentle breeze, or it could be something that somebody said. It could be something read in a book, whatever. But then another sort of a seeking happens, can appear to happen, and it has a name now, seeking, and called spiritual seeking. And then you have a name for that. I am a seeker and I'm going towards something. And again, that can be a huge novelty, for a period of time. And there can be 5 minutes here and there. There can be glimpses, experiences, and then all the while that tightly held knowing the world seems to return dissatisfied, and the seeking continues. And then it seems like that, again, I'm telling a big long story here, but it seems like something like non-duality happens upon, and for whatever reason, there's a kind of a push and pull with, if it's an uncompromising sort of message that really is describing, well, there is no self that can be finally fulfilled. There's no self that can achieve enlightenment. There's no self. And there is no self that will ever see that there is no self. And in a way, you could say a sentence like that is a kind of still a very, very rare sentence, because with that, who can gain from anything? Who can have a life? Who knows life? Who's there? That's the fixed state that can hold on to anything. And in a way, that's what that movement is, to suck in, gather in, and keep for itself the world. In a way, you could say that the movement almost wants to eat the world so badly. It wants to know everything, but it can never, ever, ever get close to or touch its wanting to know and have the world. And if you strip all that lovely story or terrible story, whatever, what's left is a kind of what can be described as the total mystery, without all the stories of becoming, of acquiring, of getting. What's left is just sitting on a chair, breathing, thinking, totally ordinary life, not a better, totally ordinary life, not a more at ease, totally ordinary life, exactly as it is, exactly as it always was. So really at the core of what's been described here is that there is really no one in there. There's just what is. There's not you and life. There's just life. There's not you and what is. There's just what is. And that can't be known. The dilemma in a way here is that the prize, or that which is sought, an absence of self, is already the case. So it's the good news and the bad news. And that's the premise, I suppose, to what this is about. And there seems to be a constant return to just this immediacy, just what is, just this isness of sitting, breathing, feeling, thoughts. So let's have a chat. Whatever is there to be asked is there to be asked. Whatever is on the mind, it's just there. And so, well, it's either going to come out or not. There doesn't have to be questions. If there are, just get them out, whatever it may be. And yeah, let's see what happens.